Hey y'all, I'm MJ, and please ignore the mess that is behind me. I know my closet light is on. I'm not even pointing correctly. My bed's a mess. Um, I wanted to talk about my experience with the Run Disney Springtime Surprise 10K. I just got home yesterday evening, so my bed's currently a mess because I have my suitcase on it, I have some of my stuff on it. So obviously I need to unpack all of that. But I just wanted to go over the experience while it's still fresh in my head. Because it was a wild ride from start to finish. And so I just wanted to go over it a little bit just in case there's anybody that is hoping to do any future races, that they can maybe take something from my own experience. Currently I am wearing the 10K Race for the Taste 10K shirt. It has a little Remy on it and a meal. They're so cute. And of course on the back it has like the sponsors and different stuff. And I'm wearing my Happily Ever After hat because it just makes me happy. And of course my hair's dirty, so I don't want to show that right now. So this was my third Run Disney race. I did the 5K and the 10K for this past Princess for 2022 Princess Weekend. I had a lot of fun. Both the 5K and the 10K of that went well. So if you want any more info about that, if you want to hear about that, I'm more than willing to talk about it. But for the 10K, for this Race for the Taste for Springtime Surprise, it went a little iffy. So obviously, from my title, I finished the race after the Balloon Ladies. If you don't know what the Balloon Ladies are, let me give some backstory. I guess not backstory, I guess more info. So Run Disney does have a time limit. You have to keep a 16-minute mile from the last people that start to be able to finish the race, to not get swept. Now, the last people to start the race are these amazing women called the Balloon Ladies. They keep a 16-minute mile. They are with Jeff Galloway. He is a phenomenal Olympian. He works with Run Disney, and he is the one who hires all of the pacers for the race. So the Balloon Ladies are considered as the last corral pacers. For the 10K and for the 10 miler, there was four corrals. I don't know how many there were for the 5K, but for the four corrals, which I feel like that was a small amount of corrals for how many people there were. For Princess Weekend, for the 5K, there were 5 corrals. So, but anyways, so there was 4 corrals. So the Balloon Ladies start the very last. And so they keep a 16-minute mile the entire time, which is really difficult. They train for it year-round. I believe they change out for different races. Like, I don't know how many there always are. At least for the 10K, there was 2. And for the 10 miler, there was also 2. So I don't know if they trade back and forth, if there was like 2 ladies for 1, and then I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, so they're the last people to go. They train for that 16-minute mile, which is a very fast walking speed. Some people say that keeping that speed is more difficult than running at times, more difficult than jogging. So they're awesome. But so if there are certain points on the course where if they pass you, you are pulled from the race. Now, Run Disney is very sweet on the fact of, for the individual race, if you are swept from it, you still get your medal. Now, if you're signed up for multiple races, if you're signed up for the challenge, you don't get that challenge medal, which is unfortunate, but obviously they want it to be that you did do the entire challenge. So, like, obviously, if you did the challenge for springtime, which was the 5K, the 10K, and the 10 miler, if you were swept from the 10K or the 10 miler, you would still get that individual medal for that individual race, but you wouldn't get the challenge medal. So let's go to the race. So I was in Corral 3, which there was so many people in Corral 3. I was very thankful that I had a lot of friends. The girl I roomed with for the race weekend, Amanda, she was in Corral 3. She's so fast. For Princess, she was in Corral 1. So obviously a lot of people are questioning how RunDisney is doing the corral placements. Because for Princess, she was in Corral 1. For this, she was in Corral 3. So it just seemed all very up in the air. People were very confused. I had a lot of friends that were in Corral 3 with me, which was really nice because I got to hang out with them at the beginning. They're all a lot faster than I am. So it started off that, we got to start together. And then after a little bit, they went. And one friend and I, we did go for a little bit together, running, and then kind of had to walk for a little bit. And then she kept going on, and I kind of slowed down a little bit. Which I always knew that was going to happen. I had no problem with my friends going on without me because, like I said, they're much faster. I didn't want to slow them down, so they just went. So now it is getting to about mile 3, I think. I'm trying to think. So obviously I was in Corral 3. The balloon ladies were at the end of Corral 4. There's this part after mile 1, you go on a ramp. So that first 3 miles, all roads. So that first ramp, I'm looking because I can see people below me. I don't see the balloon lady. So I'm like, okay, we're good. Just keep going. Get to mile 2. We're doing good. Get to mile 3. I'm trying to think it all through. So I believe mile 3 was at Beach and Yacht Club boardwalk area. Yeah, so it's getting to mile 4. I don't want to give y'all wrong info, but I'm trying to remember correctly. I believe that's correct. If not, so sorry. But so we're on the Beach and Yacht Club little area and by the beach, obviously. And one thing that was a little irritating, this was not RunDisney's fault. This was completely a runner's thing that caused me irritation. So RunDisney is very big on the fact that if you are walking, you stay to the right. I've always known that I am a slower walker, so I stay to the right pretty much the entire time. From the time that I start to the time I'm finished, I expect that I'm going to stay to the right, unless I do have to go around somebody. It doesn't happen very often, but every once in a while I do. Either way, I stay to the right. As we are on the Beach and Yacht Club, there are a couple people, it seemed like a husband and wife, I'm not entirely sure. They were kind of more to the left, and some runners said to them, walkers stay to the right. Did not say it rudely, did not say any cussing, wasn't anything rude, just simply said, walkers stay to the right. It was a wide enough path that there could have been a good, maybe 10 or so of us, that if we had linked arms, we could have been across. Obviously you don't do that for the RunDisney races, or really any races, because that's rude. But there's plenty of space. But the people who were walking on the left side very rudely said, well, it's not that big of an area. So, but there was plenty of space where you should have moved, even if it was a small space, both spaces, especially if it was a small space, actually. Especially if it was a small space, you should move to the right, so that way the faster people can go around you. So that was just irritating. So they said that, and the people were pretty much just still kind of mumbled something. It definitely just seemed don't be a jerk, move. And so then the walkers started complaining about being oh, nobody PRs at Disney. You don't do a Disney race to PR. It's supposed to be for fun. They were being quite rude about it. And it's people do PR at Disney. Um, yes, Disney races can be fun, but also, if somebody wants to run, please don't be a jerk to them. Get out of their way. If you are going slower than them, please move. So that was irritating. Honestly, other than that, the race went fairly great. Obviously, that was not a Run Disney thing. That was simply a Run Disney racer being a jerk. So if you are that person, I need you to know that you're a jerk. You were wrong. You should have moved over. If anybody is doing one of these races, whether it's Run Disney, whether it's local, whether it is Boston, whatever it is, please move over. Obviously, if you're doing Boston, I'm not expecting you to walk. But no matter what, like, it should not be up to the person who is going so super fast. You have to swerve around you the entire time. Because a lot of times people think if you're swerving around, you're also being a jerk. So please, if you are walking, move over. Obviously, do the kind thing, raise your hand, show that you're slowing down, move over. Polite thing to do. Okay, I'm going to move away from that because I could rant about that for a while because that did make me upset. So we looped around from Beach and Yacht Club, didn't go into Swan and Dolphin, and then onto Boardwalk. So also, before that, I will say, Disney, I know it's very controversial. You start in Canada or Mexico. Disney had us. After going on that long stretch of road, going to Epcot and start in Canada. I understand they have to have us do this path that makes it easier to map things out for the course, but the fact that they had to start in Canada, wouldn't have usually done it, but whatever, that was their choice. The musicians were really good in Canada, actually. I really liked them. I don't know who they were, but as a band, they were really great. So we went into Canada, we went behind France, and then out that entrance, the International Gateway entrance, did that loop, and then from Boardwalk went back into Epcot. That's the word. From there, it started getting a little rough for me. My hips and everything down just started going this weird feeling, and it did not feel good. I was really hurting, and I was like, okay. We just need to finish because obviously by then I was getting close to mile 5. So I was like, okay, obviously there is less to go than I've already done. But I was hurting, and I had been keeping an okay pace, but I definitely could have been going faster, but by then I was just hurting. I was like, I don't know if I can run anymore. All of my PhotoPass pictures from then on look pitiful. I'd been trying really well to like make like cute photos of sorts, like do some poses. After that, I was like, I can't. I'm hurting. I was in pain. So we get to mile 5. Everything like hips down is just sore. It's kind of really tight. I don't know if this is a bad thing. If somebody told me that this is like really medically wrong, please be kind. But like my fingers started to go like a little tingly, a little numb. That's probably really bad. I should probably get that checked out. That's probably really bad. But so either way, I'm not doing good. And so then we're getting close to like where Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be. Like we're backstage. We're getting closer. We are now in back main stage, and I'm like, oh great, I really wanted to film this TikTok. I had this TikTok idea to do like once I get to the Epcot ball because I think that'd be so funny. And I turn to try and film it, and I see the balloons so close to me, and I'm like, oh crap, never mind, I'm not gonna film the TikTok, just keep going. So I'm freaking out because they are so close, and for the 10K for Princess, obviously they don't do the 5K because the 5K is not timed through Run Disney. But for the 10K for Princess, they weren't anywhere close to me. I was also in Corral 3 for Princess. But for that race, there was 5 corrals, so they started at the end of 5. So I had plenty of time if I needed to slow down, if I needed to walk. Obviously, there were a corral right behind me, so I had less time. But I definitely still thought that I had enough because I hadn't seen them at all. But like I said, they're fairly fast. And if you are keeping a slower pace, they're going to catch up to you. So, but then of course I'm in pain. I'm like, I cannot run right now. So as it's getting that the balloon ladies are getting closer, there are more people who that had been walking start sprinting pretty much. They're like, I'm not going to let them catch me. We are now in this like enclosed space kind of by I don't remember the shop's name. One of the shops that's close to the ball, that's close to Spaceship Earth, that's towards the front. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's Creations. Is it Creations? I don't know. But so we're getting close. We're kind of in the enclosed space. We're really close to mile 6. But I am just, like I said, I'm in pain. We are about to go backstage again, and I just cannot run. And then so they start getting a lot closer. I wish I could think of her Instagram handle. She's so sweet. Her name is Cindy. She makes these phenomenal costumes. Absolutely phenomenal costumes. She's incredible. So they're getting closer, and I'm getting nervous, and I think she can tell that. And so we kind of talk for a second, and she says, don't worry, they're not going to do any more sweeps. Like, we'll be able to finish. And of course, even with these big costumes, it means that she has to walk a little bit more. And so I'm just like, okay, that's fine. No more sweeps. But there was honestly a part of me that was in so much pain that I was like, if I get swept, I would not be upset. Because like I said, I was hurting. But they didn't sweep me by Disney magic, truly. Even though after a certain point, they won't sweep you anymore because there's still enough time that Disney has allotted for you to finish the race. So we're getting closer to mile 6, and like I said, I am just in pain. The balloon ladies, I'm pretty sure had finished by then. I had not. So I'm getting to mile 6, and then we had the 0.2 to go, and it's just rough. They have photo pass right before pretty much the finish line, and those photo pass photos, not good. My face is so red. I'm pretty sure I was crying already by then. I was just in pain. I couldn't do it. And so, but thankfully, finally, I get to the finish line, and I'm crying because I'm just in pain. And the photos are pitiful. They're so bad. And thinking back on it, I'm like, I wish I could have like kept on a brave face and been like, yay, I finished. Hallelujah. But no. It's just bad. Hopefully for future races, if I'm in that sort of pain again, I will try and keep a brave face. But for this, no. I was just done physically, mentally, everything, tired, hurting. And so my roommate Amanda, she had been finished by then. She was done. She was good. She was taking photos. She had like a glass of champagne. She was doing great, having fun. And I just texted her and I was like, can we just please meet at the buses? I don't think I can walk all the way over there and then back to the buses. All the way to like the DJ area and then back to the buses. Because like they're fairly close, but like it's still kind of like going backwards if you go to the DJ area and then towards the buses. So I was like, I cannot physically do it. So I get over to the buses and I'm just waiting for her. and another runner that she ran with to get over there. And like I said, everything is just hurting, and so I'm just trying not to like start sobbing, waiting for the next bus to arrive. And then they get over, and of course they did great. They had fun, and they asked me how I did, and I just said, well, the balloon ladies finished before me, but I still finished. I didn't get swept. And of course they're just both so sweet. They both like, well, you finished, you did great, that's awesome, that's plenty. And I'm just like reminding myself, like, no, it's okay, like, you did still finish. And remember, like, you woke up at 2 a.m. for this. You are in pain. It's not like you just gave up, like, you started hurting. And there was plenty of runners, plenty of racers who also finished after the balloon ladies, who were going slower than I was, technically. I don't know if they were going slower, but they finished after I did. But all of us, obviously, still got our medals. I don't have my medal with me. That would have been a fun thing to show. But, so we all still got our medals. It was still a sweet moment of just knowing that I accomplished this. We got on the bus. I'm dying from heat and pain. And then we get off our bus and we go immediately to eat. It was a great moment. One thing that I really loved about this race, I loved my costume. My grandma helped make it. It was great. I dressed as a Fireside Girl from Phineas and Ferb. I thought it was the coolest outfit ever. I thought my costume was brilliant. I completely binged the series, watched from first to last episode before the race weekend, so I could be like, oh yeah, like, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be a Fireside Girl. Like, when people recognize it, people are like, oh, that's so cool. No, that's not what happened. Every single person on the race, if they thought like my outfit was cool, which a lot of times people did say that they liked my costume, which was very sweet of them, but a lot of times they would say, oh, the wilderness must be explored, because they thought I was a wilderness explorer from Up. I will say the colors are very similar, but they are different. They are different. And so, obviously, I kind of had to expect that people weren't going to recognize what I was, that people were going to think of something different, which I just had to keep, a level head about that, Like, there's nothing wrong with people thinking that I was a wilderness explorer. I love Up. It's a great movie. So, as I'm passing through France, we're in France. We are about to go backstage behind France. We just passed like Gusteau's and like all that stuff. And on a trash can, I found this Wilderness Explorer little flag. I picked it up and I carried it from mile 4.5 to the rest of the race, because I was like, okay, well, since everybody thinks that I'm a wilderness explorer, this is my favorite souvenir. Obviously, completely free. Got it off of a trash can. If anybody is would like this back, though, please let me know, because I will happily send it back to you. If you left this little banner on a trash can in the France Pavilion in Epcot, please let me know. I will gladly send it back to you. Because I'm sure you paid for this, and I just took it off the trash can. But I just thought this was the funniest thing ever. Like, how perfect. And, like, the Disney magic that somebody left this. And I was like, clearly it's mine now. So for some of the photos, I did try to, like, roll it up and, like, hide it. I was like, oh, yeah, nobody's going to see it. It's in some of the photos. And, like, I didn't want it to be in my finish line photos, which really did not matter because I looked so terrible. So I, like, shoved it into my shirt, like, shoved it down. So that way it was, like, here. So you couldn't see it. The photos are pitiful. So, like, this one little flag would not have made a difference. Maybe it would have made it look better if I was, like, trying to be like, yay, I'm finished. Woohoo! It was so funny. I loved it. Thinking back on it now, I'm like, that was a fun race. I didn't stop for any characters because, like I said, I was already a little worried about my time. One thing I am a little bitter about, obviously, my costume was from Phineas and Ferb. On the 10 miler, that I didn't do, obviously, who should be on the course as a character but Perry the Platypus? It was a moment for me to think about all the wrongdoings that have happened to me. Because that was obviously very dramatic, and that Perry the Platypus had to be on the 10 miler course, and he wasn't there for the 10K. And it was a travesty. I would have loved to see him, and I would have 1,000% stopped, gone in the line. I don't care how long it was. I don't care if I would have gotten swept. I would have gotten in that line, gone in that picture with him, gone swept. I would have done it. Just for that one picture of him. Because honestly, that was so funny. I also had a feeling that was going to happen. That there was going to be either Phineas and Ferb on the 10 miler course. Well, that was just a funny thing. But it was still a wonderful experience, even with it not ending the best. And with the pain, I'm still a little sore. I'm still hurting a little bit. But I've been trying to stretch and been walking around a good bit today, so that way hopefully it like eases some of the muscles. I did also run the 10K through Kelsey's Hope Foundation, which is a wonderful charity that focuses on children with cancer and working with them and looking for a diagnosis and looking for cures. It's a wonderful organization. Everybody that I got to run with for the 10K and then got to cheer them on for the 10 miler, all of them are amazing, and I adore every single one of them. Before the 10K, I also got a picture with all of them. We did a group photo, so that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed getting to work with Kelsey's Hope and getting to be with them for that pitiful race of mine. I am going to be running with them again for the 5K and the 10K for Wine and Dine when it comes up at the end of this year in November. And I'm so very excited. I just love Kelsey's Hope. They have been a wonderful organization to work with. If you would like to donate, I will have the link below. So if you want to, just donate to the cause, Kelsey's Hope is incredible. But if you just want to help support me to fully fundraise for the 5 and the 10K, that would be awesome, and I'd greatly appreciate it. If you have any more questions about RunDisney, obviously I'm not the most experienced. There are so many incredible runners who ran this weekend, but have also run many of the weekends, many of the races, that have plenty of videos. So obviously I'm not the most experienced with running or with RunDisney in general, but if you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to help as best as I can. Like I said, comment down below. If you would like to hear more about my RunDisney experience, if you'd like to know about how cheering for the 10 miler went, that was also an incredible experience, and I absolutely loved it. Or if you want to know about how the 5 or the 10K for Princess went, please let me know. Comment all below. Because I always love talking about RunDisney. I could probably talk about it for hours, and never get tired. It's just one of those things that's just incredible, and does sometimes have its problems. Let's not get it wrong, but it's just something that I have been wanting to do for years now, and just enjoy getting to be a part of that experience. But yeah, so if you have any questions, comments, please put them down below. And if you want to hear more, because I'd love to share more in the future about more races, whether it's RunDisney or anything, please like and comment, or like and subscribe, so that way you can come along on this RunDisney and running experience with me. But I've had so much fun, and I can't wait for November for the next race weekend. And so I don't really have an outro, but thanks so much for watching, and I hope you'll have a magical day. Bye!